My name's Lynne Cawley. I'm the Group Executive People and Operations here at Canstar, and today I'm going to tell you about my top 5 tips for preparing for an interview. Number 1, make sure your CV is up to date and you have a cover letter that addresses the position that you're applying for. People often ask me about how long their CV should be. Some people like a one-pager, some people like it a bit longer. I always say about two pages. The other very important thing with a CV is make sure that you always do a cover letter. And this is where people say, how do I get a CV that stands out? It's actually the cover letter that stands out. So make sure your cover letter is addressing the job that you're applying for. Very often what people will do is they'll have a stock standard cover letter, the same as they have a stock standard CV. Number 2, dress for the occasion. Make sure you're comfortable, but dress appropriately for the interview. Some people will often say to me, oh, should I wear a suit? If you're not used to wearing a suit, don't wear a suit. However, in saying that, there are some companies and some positions where you will be required to wear a suit. So ask the person who rings you for an interview what is a more appropriate dress. If you forget to ask, have a look online, have a look at their LinkedIn, have a look at their career page. You will often see people working in the company and how they are dressed. Number 3, ask about the process of the interview, and if it involves something like psychometric testing, do some research and some practice. Ask about the psychometric tests, what types they are, and then research them online. Also, with testing, when you get to the interview, make sure you're set up, make sure you're prepared, make sure you're comfortable, make sure you have a drink of water, you have a pen and a piece of paper, which will often be set up for you. But also what I say is read the instructions carefully. Some psychometric tests are time tests, and therefore what they will require is that you move succinctly through the test to get to the end. Other tests are more about accuracy, so therefore you're able to spend some more time on questions. But it's always about read the instructions and what's required for the test. Number 4, have your questions ready about what you want to ask about the company. What I'm often asked is about whether you should ask about salary. It is appropriate to ask about salary, particularly if that hasn't already been approached throughout the interview or advertised in the role. Ask about the culture of the company. It's a very hot topic at the moment, and people want to know what the culture is like at different companies. Also, if you know someone who works at the company, let the interviewer know about the person who works at the company. But also don't be afraid to ask that person what it's like, what it's really like working at that company. And number 5, a follow-up. Send a follow-up email and ask for some follow-up feedback. A good idea is to send a follow-up email saying thank you to the interviewer for their time, and also maybe to ask some questions or feedback on how you went in the interview. So that's my 5 top tips. So good luck with your career goals.